Kuzampo and the heartiest welcome. I'm Yishe, your host, and this is Talk and Show. My guest for tonight is a space enthusiast and a writer. Please welcome Prithivi Raj. Welcome to the show, Prithivi.
Thank you.
Hello, Prithivi. How are you?
I'm still alive.
You're still alive and with this pandemic. Okay, can you introduce yourself briefly? Tell us briefly about you.
I am Prithivi Raj. I study in class 9 now in Dr. Topgill.
As you would know, we are going through a pandemic right now. So, I mean, it's very dark and grey and uncertain out there, but it's very important that you look on the positive side, on the bright side. So, any lessons that you've learned personally from this pandemic?
First of all, I think that the healthcare system should be more prepared for such diseases. Now, because of climate change, the icebergs are melting. And some say that that may release even newer diseases which humans might not be immune to. So, I feel in the future, one disease may rise that may have no cure. So the only way to eradicate such diseases are to basically social distance and
wearing your mask.
Wear your mask.
Hygiene. And be prepared, right?
Be prepared. So, yes. Also, the education system. So we should... Now, because of the pandemic, many students have adopted learning online, but again, it's not the same as going to school. I am a student myself, and 2020 I didn't go to school at all. I did mostly online. So I did learn a few things. First, there is no better teacher. I mean, self-learning is not as efficient as
classroom
learning. So in the future, if such diseases do rise again, I feel the technology of the metaverse. There's this idea by Facebook to basically combine augmented reality with virtual reality and create such a type of environment where you can basically put on a headset and it will feel like you are there only.
Oh, okay.
There's this metaverse, and that may revolutionize learning online because it will be like learning in person only, even though you're not physically there.
So your senses, all your senses are alerted in a way that, alerted to feel as if you are in a classroom learning. Ah, okay. That would be a game changer, huh?
But again, there will be negative sides to it as well.
Like?
First, that could basically put a lot of people out of jobs. For example, if you can basically go anywhere just by putting a headset from the comfort of your bed, you don't really need to drive around. You don't need such complex structures. You can basically do everything online.
Yeah. So you just need a room.
You just need a room.
With technology.
And it could... society will change. You won't know the difference between what's real and what's not real.
Yeah.
So technology does have dark sides to it, but we have to see the light side as well.
Yeah.
Maybe there will be some other regulations that mandate you have to do something, you have to go outside. Some things have to be done in person, but who knows?
Yeah, we could use that thing that you've just mentioned in things that really needs it only, like in very, like COVID, pandemic times where you need like a critical social distancing. We can use those technology in those time only, right? When it's really needed only, not when at luxury. So maybe we can solve that issue by that. Okay, so two lessons, right? Two lovely lessons, Prithivi. The next segment, it is called True or False. So in this segment, I am going to give you some random statements and you have to state whether it's true or false according to you. It's your perspective. So please pick up the prop. This is the prop that you're going to use right now. Yeah, the orange one. This prop. Okay, you got it. Okay, number one, something made me happy today. Anything made you happy today?
Yes.
What is it?
First, the very fact that I could wake up.
Yeah.
Many people, no one knows for certain whether we are going to be alive tomorrow or not.
Yes.
We set an alarm and that is called hope.
Yeah. Number two, I am grateful. Are you grateful in your life?
Yes.
Can you tell us three things that you're grateful about? Three things that you're grateful about.
First, The very fact that I'm a Bhutanese citizen,
Okay.
right? First of all, we have free education, free healthcare, and many countries don't have that. So we can, even though we are not one of the most richest countries, the leaders value the happiness of the citizens over the wealth of the country.
Yeah.
And that by itself is something very good in today's world,
Yeah.
where GDP, the gross domestic product, yes, that is valued over the general happiness of the citizens.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for our leaders, our monarchs and kings who made all this possible.
You're happy to be living in a Danish country.
Danish country,
Okay.
yes. Then also I have quite supportive parents, right?
Grateful for your parents. Okay.
Then also the very fact that I'm born in a time where you won't get killed for voicing out your opinion. The Galileo, one of the most greatest astronomers to ever live, he was killed for proving the earth was round. So I'm grateful that we don't exactly have that, not in most countries at least.
So you're grateful for your free speech. You're
Free
grateful
speech.
to be born in Bhutan, and you're grateful to have your parents, supportive parents, right? Okay. 3 profound things to be grateful about, Prithivi. Okay. Okay, Prithivi, the next segment, it is called Moral of the Story. So in this segment, I would like to know 2 lessons that you have learned in 14 years of your life. So please impart your wisdoms.
First of all, nothing is permanent. Everything will eventually end. Even humanity, there is no chance that we will live on forever.
Yeah.
In fact, our society is very fragile. Even a pandemic like this almost tore everything apart. So if we can't even handle inward community, I mean, even if we can't establish peace among ourselves, we have no chance to survive the elements of the cosmos. A meteorite, an asteroid, a comet could hit Earth any time and eradicate everything. So one of the ways to prolong this is to leave our home planet and establish elsewhere. The dream of Elon Musk is that, to establish a colony on Mars.
Mars.
So
do you see hope on Mars?
I do.
You do. There's water on Mars, right? Traces of water, and fossils are there.
Fossils. So
tell us more on that.
First, they have discovered water on Mars. That's a known fact. That some indication that life may have existed on Mars before. Again, it's not like concrete evidence, but still something. Then humanity will end on Earth, as I said earlier. Elon Musk, I am happy that he is the world's richest man, because he is putting his wealth to good use. SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink. I'm a fan of all those. So according to him, he wants to put 1 million people on Mars by the year 2050.
2050?
2050.
I would be alive then. I want to go as well.
But
Adventure of lifetime. You want to go as well?
I do, but again, it's not exactly safe.
I know.
First, if we manage to reach Mars, that from there on, it's quite good. But the very trip, 7 months at minimum. Since the orbits are elliptical, sometimes Mars and Earth are close, sometimes they are far apart. Every 2 years, they come close.
Oh, so then you can go, no?
At that window. It will take only 7 months.
Okay. Second lesson, please.
Second lesson. Truth is subjective. There is no universal truth. I read the work of German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, and according to him, there is no universal truth. And I agree with that. Different people have different ideologies, different perspectives on how things are happening. So for them, that is the truth.
Yeah.
But for others, it's not. So we can't really say that my opinion is truth and all. Everyone's opinion matters, and for them, it is true. And for us, it may not be true, but again, truth is subjective.
Yeah. Okay, 2 again profound and lovely lessons from Prithivi. The next segment, it is called Mystery Maze. In this segment, I am going to ask you some riddles, and this time, since you are a space enthusiast, I'm going to ask you space riddles. Okay, Prithivi, riddles can be silly and ridiculous, but they require a certain level of ingenuity. So you definitely got that. So let's see, right? Okay. Number one, how does Einstein begin his story? It's a riddle, mind you. How does Albert Einstein begin his story?
Wait.
Albert Einstein is telling us a story. Now, how would he begin his story?
Time is relative.
No, how does the story go? I mean, the beginning of the story, how does it normally go?
I'm sorry, I don't think I understand the question.
Okay. You want to tell a story, right? You are narrating a story. How would you begin the story?
Once upon a time.
So how would Einstein do that?
Okay, I think I get it.
Yeah.
Time, according to Einstein, time is relative. So there wouldn't really be once upon a time. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
You're like Sheldon Cooper. You're literally, there's this episode when Penny says like, hey, when one door closes, a window opens, and he goes on to explain that window cannot be opened, all that. No, you're going by that logic. He would go by once upon a space-time. Because he was obsessed with space, right? Once upon a space-time. That's how he would begin the story. Okay. So you didn't get this one. Number two. Okay, listen to this carefully. This particular object has been there for millions of years, yet it is just a month old. What is it? This is particular object that, mind you, it's a space riddle. This particular object has been there for millions of years, yet it's just one month old.
The moon?
Bravo, it's the moon. We get the new moon every month, so it's just 1 month old, right? Okay, you got it. Okay, Prithivi, the next segment, it is called Once Upon a Time. So in this segment, I would like to know your fascinating story. So please begin.
Okay, I was born in 2007, October 8th.
Okay.
So since my father's a doctor, he gets transferred a lot.
Yeah.
So back then I was in Trashigang. I was born in Trashigang. Then I don't really remember much since I was still a kid. Then I came to Paro. There I stayed for around 6 years, and that's where I remember most. Back then, I think it was 2011, Neil Armstrong, the first man to land on the moon, passed away. And from then on, I felt interested in astronomy. Like, from then on, I was interested in how the universe worked. Back then, I did want to become an astronaut. Then time passed. Then I enrolled in school 2013, I think, yes. Then back then, I was a bright student from the very beginning. I used to come in the top 3, top 4. Then I came to Thimphu, 2016. I was class 3. Then I did have some trouble adapting to the new school, Dr. Tabgil. Then my grades did drop down in class 3. Then slowly I started getting better and better. And then class 4 went by, class 3 went by. Then I reached class 5. Class 5, it was 2018. And that was the same year that Sir Stephen Hawking passed away. Then,
okay.
Then, from then on, my interest in astronomy was revived. Okay. From then on, my father's also interested in astronomy. He owned the Grand Design book.
Okay.
Then I asked him to read me the first few pages of it. Then from then on, I was interested. Then that book captured my imagination. Then I wanted to learn more and more. I read more myself. Then I had learned more. I mean, I read the Grand Design, I finished. Then I even read other books by him. A Brief History of Time, My Brief History. He's a very published author.
All by Hawking?
All by Hawking. Then I did more research online as well, since I feel it's easier to understand a video than actually reading a book.
Yeah.
Then I did more research, and then I had learned a lot. Then I decided to put all that into a book. So I actually started writing the Anthology of the Cosmic Old when I was class 5. But again, it was not exactly a good write-up because I was still young. So then I kept that aside. Then during the lockdown last year, 2020, I wanted to revisit that. Then I did more. I revised it further and improved on it. I typed it, and then yeah, then I decided to publish it. Then I decided to publish it so the others will also know about space, cosmology, and everything. That's it, basically.
That's it.
That's it.
So you became a writer. Your book is out there, right? Anthology of Cosmic World, right?
Cosmic World.
Do you think you used layman language in the book to explain the
Yes.
scientific things?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so too. But as you grow older, and if it's just a suggestion, if you would publish more anthologies in future, try to use more layman terms and phrases, okay?
Mhm.
That way people would understand more there, yeah? Because this technical, scientific terms is very, yeah, it's addling. It confuses you. But if you could use layman everyday words, I mean, use analogies maybe, people would be more intrigued, I think. That's your hope, right? To get more people, to get more youngsters like yourself interested in space and cosmos. So I think that would do the job well. Do you know why I laughed when you were telling the story earlier? No, you have this pattern. You have this pattern of getting interested in something upon the death of a great scientist. Neil got you interested in astronomy. Hawking's death got you interested in space. So upon the death of a great scientist, your interest is like rekindled. So that's why I laughed.
Ever since I was little, I had this concept in my head that we won't live on forever. That our generation cannot accomplish everything.
Yeah.
So science is basically generation-wise. Success doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
A simple example of quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics was basically a theory by Max Planck. Then he didn't invent it overnight. It was not purely his work either. It started all the way in ancient Greece with the birth of Archimedes. Archimedes is the father of mathematics. From him, it went on to Aristotle. Aristotle to Copernicus. Copernicus to Kepler. Kepler to Galileo. Galileo to Newton. And Newton to Max Planck. And Max Planck to Einstein. And Einstein to Hawking.
Oh.
So science has a very rich history.
Maybe
of
Hawking to Prithivi.
maybe not. So science has a very rich history for more than 2,000-3,000 years. So everything cannot be accomplished at one night.
Yeah.
One
generation.
One generation, everything. So I felt that once Hawking died, someone had to take his place. Someone had to continue his legacy.
Yeah.
So I felt, why not me? Why not me?
Yeah, why
So-
not you? Definitely, that's the spirit. Since your dream is to be a physicist, yeah? So do you have a project in your mind that you want to kick off, that you want to focus on?
Definitely. So again, when we say physicist, there are lots of branches of physics. We have cosmology, we have astronomy, we have quantum mechanics, we have astrophysics. So if I were to pursue astrophysics, I would dedicate my time to the search of dark energy.
Dark energy.
So the Big Bang, we all know about the Big Bang, the big explosion, the flying
Yeah.
galaxies. So everyone's asking, if it was the beginning of everything, how did it happen? Now again, according to Hawking, since the Big Bang was the beginning of time itself, there could have come nothing before it. So that's one theory. But there's another theory out there that says dark energy is the one force that drives against gravity. Gravity pulls everything together.
Down. So dark force pulls up?
Basically, kind of. The universe is expanding. That's an unavoidable fact.
Yeah.
The concept discovered by Edwin Hubble. So the universe is expanding, but no one knows why. Gravity should be pulling everything to state zero.
Yeah.
It should pull everything inward.
Yeah.
But instead it is pushing outward. So some say that it is because of dark energy and dark matter. So dark energy is that force that goes against gravity. Gravity is shrinking, the dark energy will expand. So that's why some believe that dark energy is what causes the expansion of the universe. So if we somehow prove dark energy, then we could know how inflation in the early universe happened and why it all started. Now that's astrophysics stuff. If I were to go towards theoretical physics, I would continue Einstein's legacy. Einstein, till his deathbed, he tried to solve string theory, the unified theory. In physics, there is the two main branches: the quantum mechanics and relativity, general relativity. So these two are the two pillars in which everything stands, but somehow they don't agree with one another, especially on the topic of gravity. According to quantum mechanics, gravity is cause of graviton, is one of the four fundamental forces and has a particle assigned called graviton. But according to general relativity, it is the continuous fabric of space-time that causes gravity. So string theory tries to unify the two theories.
Oh, okay.
By
somehow make them agree.
Make them agree, yes.
Oh.
According to string theory, each particle is a vibrating string. So again, but there is no real world experiment that could prove string theory. According to string theory, the reason why gravity is so weak is because all the gravitons escape through the open strings. It's a very complicated concept that I also haven't understood properly.
Yeah, because we don't have, we cannot actually, this glass, I understand that this glass contains water because I can actually see them and feel them, no? But these things, how do you prove them? We cannot touch them, we cannot see them. We just like go by theory and what the legacies left behind. We just have to gather them and then try to derive a conclusion. So it's difficult.
It's difficult,
yeah,
yes.
it is difficult. But it's fascinating how you're just 14, 14. It's a very less year on Earth and you're trying to understand everything about cosmos and universe and all these dark matters and dark forces. So it's really fascinating, Prithivi. I feel like I'm talking to Bhutan Sheldon right now. Bhutan Sheldon Cooper. Yeah. So you want to go into string theory or the dark matter?
Energy.
Yeah, dark energy. I will research more on dark energy. I'm fascinated because the gravity. I know gravity very well because everybody knows gravity very well. That's what causes friction, wear and tear, and keeps us grounded on Earth, right? If not, we would be flying in the space. But dark matter, I don't know much about it, so I'll research more on that. Okay, fascinating stuff, Prithivi. And if you acquire a superpower, what would you do? What would you want to do?
Well, first, if I have the liberty to choose what power I get, I would choose the ability to teleport and to adapt to any climate possible. Now, if I have that ability, I can go on to other planets and explore them. And the climate won't hamper me since I'll already be adapted to it.
Yeah.
So that way I could do research on those planets and see whether it's habitable or not and whether it could harbor life.
And I heard there is this diamond planet. Yeah, in the constellation of Cancer. Go there and fetch me some diamonds, okay? There's this planet over there made entirely out of diamond and graphite. So grab some diamonds on the way.
If we do that, then the economy will be inflated and the diamond will lose its value. So that's
no, just you and me between you. You don't announce it to the world. Just keep it. Let's just keep it between us, okay? Nobody would know. You keep some, I'll keep some, and let's be mega rich. And maybe we can fund your ideas there in future together with that diamond, okay? And Prithivi, you are just 14 years old and you're an overachiever in my eyes. You're an overachiever and you're very young, very tender. And you have already raised your bar way too high. Do you get stressed out sometimes?
All the time. I mean, I'm a student and the academic pressure is sometimes overwhelming. I'll have so many assignments due. I don't really get time for myself. But now, cause it's winter vacation, it has come down, the pressure. So
it has come down. But you have your own project, no? Cosmos, the space, dark matter, string theory. So yeah. So do you get anxiety? Do you know what anxiety is?
Yes.
What is anxiety?
Basically, in my opinion, it's basically stressing out over unnecessary things. It can
worrying
be
too much.
Worrying too much, yes. So I feel that the only way to achieve any goal is through proper education. So education system, although it has come a long way, I still feel it could use improvement.
Yeah.
First, not only in our country but most of the world.
Yeah, everything is a work in progress. So
my feedback on the education system is we should not have exams should not be a test of memory, should be a test of intellect. In exams, all the questions are, you can only answer the questions if you have memorized your books. That's not, all that information is, we don't really have to memorize. It's readily available online.
And memorization doesn't guarantee that you understand them.
Understand, yes, exactly. Take the Finland's education system, for example. Students barely have any exams. They don't get homework at all, and then yet they are rated the topmost, one of the topmost in the world. We could learn a thing or two from them. One of the greatest philosophers to ever live, Socrates, he said that his main philosophy is to question everything. I believe in that very well, because I believe the true mark of a genius is his or her ability to question things. We should not blindly believe something just because someone tells us it's true. We should do our own research, and that way we will know more. That's how we get knowledge. And if Newton hadn't questioned Aristotle, then we might not have gravity, we might not have the forces, we might not have the laws of physics. So everything, all the scientists, science will progress, not only science, everything will progress if we question. So again, I want to get, after high school, I want to go to an Ivy League school in US, hopefully.
Okay.
So yes, we have to work hard. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, but we have to stay on target.
Stay on target. Okay. The next segment, it is called Fun Facts. So in this segment, I would like to know 2 fun facts about Prithivi Raj Adhikari.
I play chess. I like playing chess. It is a very interesting sport. It's a sport. Then, yes, I have won a few competitions, the school tournament and the inter-school tournament. I don't really remember. But chess is a whole new world of 64 squares. A quote by Beth Harmon. I'm into IT. When I say IT, I don't necessarily mean the software part. I'm more interested on the hardware.
Okay.
I have opened a lot of computers. Ever since I was little, I was fascinated with how computers worked. They are an expansion of the human brain. Scientists first invented them to calculate the arithmetic problems and stuff. In World War II, it helped the US. It helped the US win the World War. So because they could calculate what humans took 30 minutes, what humans took days, that original computer could calculate in 30 minutes or more. I have opened 2 computers, 2 laptops.
Hopefully at home.
At home.
Okay.
They were spoiled. I came very close to fixing them, but the power cord malfunctioned and everything lit on fire, and that was the end.
What was your parents' feedback on that?
Well, it was. Well, they are supporting. They don't really mind, but it was hard to clean up everything afterwards. So.
Okay, now I feel like I'm talking to what's the Punsuk Wangru, right? From 3 Idiots. Yeah.
In conclusion, I would like to say that education is the stepping stone to success. Even in school, we don't study to pass an exam or to pass a test. Study to learn something. So humans are curious creatures. We want to learn, we want to experiment, we want to learn, we want to know how things work. That's how science developed. So I would also like to say success doesn't happen overnight. As I stated earlier, the science itself is a long and tedious process. It started in ancient Greece, to Newton, to Einstein, to Hawking. So don't be disheartened if something doesn't work right, doesn't work the way you want. All that matters is you stay on target and achieve it. Try to achieve it, basically. I would also like to say that do question everything. do your own research. Don't just believe something that others say blindly. Do your own research. The father of philosophy, Socrates, the mentor of Plato, he said that the only way to actually learn anything is to question everything. Even if someone says your question is stupid, your question doesn't make sense, all questions will make sense. Okay, do your own research. If someone is not willing to answer it, we always have the internet. We could go online and search it up, and that's how we learn. The true benchmark of a genius is his or her ability to question things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prithivi, for coming on the program. I had fun. I learned a lot from you. I'm fascinated by you, and I think we have a bright future with more minds like you. So bravo on that, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So that's all we have for you now. Thank you for making me a part of your day, and I'll see you soon. Till then, take care and be positive. Goodbye for now.